Hello, and welcome back to MTS. In this video, we are going to cover the useradd and the usermod commands. The useradd command is used to create new users on a Linux system, and the usermod command is used to modify a user's permissions and access within a system. So let's get into the video. Keep in mind, to execute the usermod and useradd command, you're required to use an admin level account. In this case, we are going to be using the root account. And as mentioned in previous videos, to get information on any argument you can use with a command, you can use the -- help menu, and it will give you a list of arguments you can use with the command. So let's begin with the useradd command. The useradd command is used to create a new user on the system. We are going to demonstrate this by creating an account called test1. So the command to create a user account is useradd and the username test1. To see a list of user accounts created on the system, you have to take a look at the password file or the passwd file, which is located in the etc directory. So we can vi into etc passwd, and it will show us a list of users on the system. And as you scroll through, we see the test1 account is listed here. If you take a look at the help menu for the useradd command, we will see that some of the arguments that we can use with the command. Common arguments used with the command is C comment, which gives you a place to add a name for the account. The lowercase d argument sets the home directory for the user. The P argument allows you to create an encrypted password for the account. This is not commonly used to create a password for an account because the password is visible, but it is an option. The S argument is used to delineate which shell you want to use for the user. If you do not pass any of these arguments, you will just get the user account with the username. As we looked at earlier, so the 7 parameters of the password file are: parameter number 1 is the username, parameter number 2 is a placeholder for the password, and X in this parameter signifies that a password is being stored in the etc shadow file. More on that later. Parameter number 3 is the user ID, parameter number 4 is the group ID, parameter number 5 are the comments for the account, parameter number 6 is the home directory for the user, parameter number 7 is the shell the user has been assigned. Since the user is already created, we cannot use the useradd command to make any changes to the user account. This is where we would use the usermod command, except for the password. To add a password to the user account, we would use the passwd command. So it would be password with the username, and then we would enter the password. I just created a basic password. So if we were to take a look at the account in the etc shadow file, we would see that after the username, this hash represents the encrypted password for the user. So let's clear the screen and let's add comments to the user account. So we will use the user mod command with the C argument, and the comment we're going to list is going to be type the name in parentheses. And if we take a look at the account now, we will see the information that changed is the name that we put into the account. These are comments. The comments does not have to be a name. It could be a comment that states when the account should expire or whatever the creator chooses to put here. So we have the group ID and the user ID for the user test1, but let's take a look to see what group the user is assigned to. If we execute the ID command on the username, we will see that the user is assigned to the test group only. So if we would like to make the user's default group something different or add them to a different group, we would also use the usermod command. So let's say we want to add the user to the wheel group. So the command would be usermod. The arguments we're going to pass are A and capital G. A stands for pen and capital G stands for secondary group. Let's take a look at Before we use the arguments, let's take a look at the help page. So we have the A argument, which appends to, in this case, the group that we want to change, and the capital G represents a new list of supplementary groups. The lowercase g forces a change to the primary group, but we're not going to affect the primary group in this example. So let's execute the user mod command with a capital G. The group that we want to append to this user's group list is the real group, and we're going to use the username at the end. And if we run the ID command again, we will see that the user is now assigned to two groups. The test is primary group and the secondary group as wheel. To lock an account using the user mod command, you would use the capital L argument. The command will be user mod minus with a capital L argument on the username. It doesn't say the account is locked here, but if I log out of this server and attempt to log back in as the user, I get the permission denied prompt because the account is locked. So if we take a look at the help page, we can see in order to unlock an account, we will use the capital U argument. So let's execute that command, user mod capital U and the same username. And if we attempt to log in as the user again, we are able to log in as that user. So in this video, we covered how to create a user and use the user mod command to make changes to the user account. We also covered how to create a password for a user using the password command. You can add a password to an account while creating it, but when you do so, the password is printed on the screen. So we created a new account called new account with the password new password. So if I grep for that account in the etc password file, it shows an X in the password parameter of the password file, which means that there's an encrypted password stored in the etc shadow file for this account. Let's take a look and see what's in the shadow file. The password is printed in the password field of the shadow file. So anyone with access to this file or with an admin access on the server will be able to see the password for the user. So let's change the password to that account. And now that we changed the password parameter in the shadow account shows the hash for that password. So to recap, we covered how to create a user on a Linux server and how to use the user mod account to edit the parameters of that user. We can use the user mod account to lock or unlock an account, to change the user's home directory, shell utilized. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.